On the previous daf, we talked about how there's a whole debate whether if an Eruv wall falls during Shabbat, if you can continue to carry in that area on Shabbat, or you have to treat it like, no, there's no Eruv from that point on. Well, on this daf, we get a story illustrating that exact debate. So Rav and Shmuel, these two great rabbis, were sitting in an area, and there are a bunch of students around, and a wall fell down, which seemed to make it that the Eruv was one of the Eruv walls that they were depending on. And Shmuel said, you know what, take a cloak and go and cover the walls, cover this hole in the wall. Now, this wouldn't actually repair the Eruv, but it would kind of give them the same privacy of having the wall would. But Rav, who was also a peer of Shmuel's, turned his head away. He didn't want to look at that. He was basically objecting silently to this thing, because he held that when the wall went down, you weren't allowed to carry anymore. You couldn't carry the cloak and go use it to patch up a hole in a wall. And Shmuel thought this was very funny that he was objecting by turning his head away. And he told one of his students, go take Rav's belt and use that to hang up the cloak, because Shmuel held there's no prohibition at all. And they went through this whole thing. They said, what was going on here? Why did Rav turn his head away? Why, if he didn't agree, didn't he voice his objection? And they said, well, because he was visiting Shmuel and Shmuel's school, and he didn't want to argue with Shmuel in front of his students and in his community. But he also didn't want to appear that he agreed with what Shmuel was saying. So his way of handling it was just turning his head away. He was showing like, okay, I'm not going to participate in this. I'm going to show that I don't really agree without actually voicing any words of objection.